Hello Bloomington, I'm Mayor Tim Busse, and this is the Council Minute for the week of May 22nd. On Monday night, the City Council approved a series of zoning changes that are designed to create more opportunities for affordable home ownership in Bloomington and allow options for smaller homes that are becoming more attractive to a number of potential home buyers who are looking to downsize. We've been working through this issue for 5 months now, looking for answers on how to allow for an increased variety of new dwellings and create affordable housing opportunities now and in future generations, while at the same time considering how or if these changes may impact Bloomington neighborhoods. The ordinance passed Monday night makes several tweaks to the current zoning code, including reducing the minimum interior lot width from 80 feet to 60 feet and reducing the minimum interior lot size from 11,000 to 7,800 square feet. It also includes requiring 2 parking spaces per unit instead of 4, and making it simpler to apply for a permit to divide lots and build 2-family homes. The cost of new housing is determined by land, labor, and lumber. And in any city's bag of tools, the one area where a city has the most influence is on the land, specifically around zoning regulations. By providing more flexibility on land use regulations like lot sizes and setback requirements, the city can improve the cost of new home construction. The changes won't magically or immediately bring down overall housing costs, but they will provide incremental benefit. There's evidence that easing zoning restrictions slows the rapid rate of increase in the cost of housing over the long term. So yes, these changes are modest. They will result in incremental changes, not wholesale shifts in the character of Bloomington neighborhoods. At best, they're anticipated to result in about 10 or so new units a year citywide, with a mix of affordable and market rate units. But every little bit helps. For those 10 families, it will make all the difference in the world. It's also another opportunity for Bloomington to continue to be a leader among Minnesota cities. From building a baseball stadium out in a cornfield, to banning smoking in bars and restaurants, to our hugely successful opportunity housing ordinance, Bloomington has always been a leader. And very often, when Bloomington leads, the rest of the state of Minnesota follows. A lack of affordable housing opportunities is not unique to our city. It's a statewide issue that needs a statewide solution. One of the core values in our new strategic plan, Bloomington Tomorrow Together, is that we will take risks, innovate, and try things that haven't been tried before, all in the name of cultivating an enduring and remarkable community where people want to be. We wrapped up our meeting on Monday night about 2 hours ahead of when the Minnesota legislature wrapped up their 2023 legislative session. It was a very busy 5 months in St. Paul, and the city of Bloomington did well from a legislative perspective. Our request regarding a Bloomington sales tax was included in the final tax bill. That means voters will have the opportunity this fall to decide if Bloomington should impose a local half-cent sales tax to fund a community health and wellness center, vital renovations at Bloomington Ice Garden, and the 9 Mile Creek Corridor Renewal Project. Bloomington also received state bonding money, not as much as we had asked for, but still, we received $1.8 million for planning and design of a community health and wellness center, and $2.2 million for planning and design work at BIG. Also in the bonding bill is $350,000 for the Bloomington Remembers Veterans Project. Although this request came from a community group, the City Council and staff are certainly supportive of it, and we're very excited to see it included in the bonding bill. The Public Safety Bill includes money for cities, and the allocation for Bloomington is $3.98 million of one-time money. It will allow for some strategic investments, likely in items like equipment and technology. And the state allocated $5 million to Expo 2027 for planning work by the host committee, contingent, of course, on Bloomington being chosen as the host site. And 2 items not specific to Bloomington, but that will certainly impact Bloomington, are the significant investments in transportation that we'll be seeing as a result of legislative action, and the new Minnesota Forward Fund. It's a $500 million allocation for business development, and half of that, $250 million, will be available to microchip companies to use as matching funds as they apply for federal funding. We have a robust and growing microchip industry here in Bloomington, and I can guarantee we will see investment locally as a result of the Minnesota Forward Fund. Aside from the funding allocations, there are a bunch of policy issues that affect Bloomington, including the legalization of marijuana, the state adoption of earned sick and safe leave, and affordable housing. Now, regardless of your political leanings, it was probably the most significant legislative session in the last half-century. It's going to take some time to sort out exactly how Bloomington will be impacted, and I promise you'll be hearing more about that list that I just mentioned, and likely more in the coming weeks and months. A sincere thank you to our Bloomington legislative delegation for their work on behalf of Bloomington over the past 5 months. And finally today, earlier this month, Police Chief Booker Hodges spoke to the City Council and delivered the very good news that crime in Bloomington is at a 4-year low. The Chief shared this chart showing the crime categories that saw a decrease from 2021 to 2022. Significant crimes like burglary, rape, robbery, vandalism, aggravated assault, and motor vehicle thefts all decreased from 21 to 22. He also shared a chart of crime categories that increased in that same time period. The biggest increases were in DUI arrests, larceny of auto parts, that's the catalytic converter thefts, and shoplifting. And the Chief brought the numbers together in a bar chart for the crimes he described as priority crimes. It also includes 2023 numbers from January through March, and it shows pretty clearly the overall downward trend of priority crimes in Bloomington. But the Chief did say that the number of motor vehicle thefts is trending higher, and it's something that they'll keep a close eye on. The bottom line is that crime is at a 4-year low in Bloomington, and that our fully staffed police department is doing outstanding work. In addition to the crime statistics, Chief Hodges called out work that the department did recently with the Center for Value-Based Initiatives. It's an organization that works with police departments to put strategies in place that increase community engagement, increase transparent communication, and encourage respectful attitudes. Funding from the City Council allowed the BPD to work with the center and conduct community-based focus groups that resulted in a mission statement, a vision statement, and a set of core values that are being implemented throughout the police department. You see them here, and I hope you notice the key word included in all 3 statements is the word respect. The mission, the vision, and the core values are directly linked to the police department's policy manual, training program, and their promotion and hiring process. And they're working on updating their performance evaluation process to reflect them as well. Folks, we have the best police department in Minnesota. Now that the weather is nice and you can drive with the car windows down, when you pass a police car out on patrol, give them a thumbs up or a peace sign or a hang loose sign. Let them know how much we appreciate their work. That will do it for this week's Council Minute. Thanks very much for tuning in. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Until next time, stay safe, Bloomington.